Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. In one of my more recent videos, I talked a little bit about the branded multi-tool, but for this video, we're just gonna start from the top as I didn't do that great of a job of covering it, and for anybody who didn't see that other video, I want them to still know exactly what they can do to earn some of the resources needed for this. As a whole, what we're trying to do here is complete the branded research achievement, which unlocks one of the NPCs as a new vendor for some new weapon skins. To complete this achievement, you're going to need to interact with the NPC Yasna at the very bottom of the Astralarium about 7 times over 7 days. Each day she's going to need something different to complete her research, and you're going to need to come back. The materials needed to complete this achievement you actually obtain by using that branded multi-tool I was just talking about. If you don't yet have the branded multi-tool, it's really easy to acquire. Head over to the Astralarium waypoint, and on the same tier as that waypoint, just head around the corner and you should see a volatile magic vendor. The very first time you talk to this NPC, you'll just be awarded with that branded multi-tool, and you can return to her anytime that you have enough volatile magic to upgrade it and add a couple more skills to its capabilities. So now that we have the branded multi-tool, we should probably equip that. So go ahead and open your inventory and double click on the branded multi-tool. Doing so adds a new special action hotkey to your bar, and when activated will do some different things depending on whether or not you're mounted. So if you're unmounted and you use the branded multi-tool, it'll actually change your skill bar. The first skill is basically going to help you locate any Brandstone sites. Should you locate some Brandstone, skill 2 will allow you to dig it up. The next 3 skills will need to be unlocked through that volatile magic vendor, and the third skill will be an extraction beam used to replace your mining tool when harvesting Brandstone. Skill 4 will reconfigure the multi-tool into a weapon, and skill 5 will actually just allow you to mark the map wherever Brandstone falls. This allowing other players to get in on some of that loot as well. So obviously the idea here is to use the branded multi-tool to locate some Brandstone and mine it up. When pressing the skill 1 to try and locate some Brandstone, you might just keep getting the same red letters that tell you, hey, there hasn't been any that's recently fallen, and that's because this actually only occurs, I believe, every 15 minutes or so. If you do hang out by the Astralarium, some of the NPCs will actually comment on the fact that some has recently fallen to kind of cue you to start searching. I've also been told that you can actually see the Brandstone fall from the sky and hear it on impact, even if you're not right there. But unless I've been super close, I haven't actually seen this happen. What I ended up doing for at least a little while was joining some groups on the Domain of Istan map that were hunting as well. Basically, it's a bunch of players split up on different instances of the map, waiting for this to happen, and queuing everyone else in when it does, so that everyone can get in on that loot. Once you do manage to locate some Brandstone, you'll be able to mine that up either by attacking it, or if you've unlocked the skill 3, which I highly recommend you do before starting this. And after a while, you're going to end up with just the core of the Brandstone. It's at this point that you can actually run up and use your actual pickaxe that you use to gather nodes to mine the rest of this core and get a little bit of extra loot. Once the core is gone, you can actually still use the branded multi-tool to locate just a few more spots and maximize your rewards. Mining Brandstone can get you rose quartz, powdered rose quartz, and krautkite ore. These are the materials that Yasna will require back at the Astralarium in order to complete this achievement. For those of you guys out there who are looking to have all the materials necessary ahead of time, it's going to take about 20 krautkite ore, 15 powdered rose quartz crystal, and 10 branded residue, which I actually haven't talked about yet. Branded residue is acquired by defeating any of the elementals that sometimes spawn at crash sites. So now that you know how to get the materials and how many of each you'll need, let's talk about what we're going to need to do each day with Yasna to complete this achievement. For the first day, you're just going to need to give her 10 krautkite ore. On day 2, you're going to need to give her those 10 branded residues. On day 3, you're actually going to need to talk to her first so you can get a particle collector. She asks you to use this to get some readings, and to do that, all you have to do is stand at a crash site while that's in your inventory. On the 4th day, you just need to bring her 10 powdered rose quartz crystals. On day 5, she actually asks you to track down some literature for her. And in order to do that, we're going to need to visit the heart vendor to the north of the Astralarium. You don't actually need to complete this heart, but by talking to the vendor, you can gain access to the forbidden section of the library, and you should find what you're looking for on the table downstairs. On day 6, she asks for some mirror calibration readings. To do this, you're actually going to need to do one of the events near the Astralarium. You just need to track down Achilles, and he does sort of an escort event around the Astralarium. He will go to a mirror, and you just need to defend him at each mirror. And on the 7th and final day, she wants some blazing krautkite. To do this, you just need 10 krautkite ore and 5 powdered rose quartz. Make sure those items are in your inventory and head to the very top of the Astralarium where there's that beam of light. Interacting with that light with these items in your inventory will get you your blazing krautkite. Returning the krautkite to Yasna will complete this achievement, but also unlock her as a vendor that you can now buy the Astral weapon recipes. If you intend to craft one of these items, be sure to grab the recipe for that item, but also for krautkite ingots as well. Each of the recipes is only going to cost you about 10 krautkite ore. If you've done some crafting before, then the core components remain the same. For instance, if you're making a sword, you'll need the orichalcum sword blade and orichalcum sword hilt. In addition to those, you also need 50 krautkite ingots and 1 inscription of the spear marshal. If you haven't yet unlocked the inscription of the spear marshal, this was added with Path of Fire and is a crafting discovery, meaning you only need the items, not the recipe. Just head over to the discovery tab and go ahead and combine 5 orichalcum plated dowels, 5 globs of ectoplasm, 50 eyes of Cormir, and 2 pulsing brandspark. For the krautkite ingots, you're going to need 10 krautkite ore, 10 powdered rose quartz, and 1 glob of ectoplasm per krautkite ingot. The end result will be a new skin, but unfortunately it will have some unfavorable stats, as the spear marshal stats haven't really been used for a whole lot just yet. But at least you're unlocking some new skins, some of which are actually pretty cool looking. Even if you're not especially interested in the Astral weapon skins, I would highly recommend crafting at least one of these because it's going to unlock a new achievement, and that achievement gives us these same weapons with slightly flashier skins and ascended quality. And that, guys, is what I'd like to talk about in one of the upcoming videos coming out here shortly. Anyway, guys, I hope you found this informative or helpful. I know I was a little confused starting out, which is part of the reason I decided to make this video, but also because this is the building blocks for some new Ascended gear. If you guys do end up going hunting for some Brandstone, let me know how you felt about the overall process. This certainly wasn't something I could do for hours and hours and hours on end, but I had a good deal of fun trying to track these down and trying to get to the Brandstone before the event ends and I have to start looking all over again. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.